Most slot players never see this coming. The machine changes its behavior after your third spin, not by accident, by design. Have you ever noticed this pattern yourself? Comment yes or no right now. What you're about to hear is not taught in gambling guides. It's not advertised on casino floors. It's the operational reality that exists behind the glass, inside the code, beneath the flashing lights. Former casino technicians, system engineers, and floor managers have confirmed what most players will never understand. The slot machine you're playing is not simply random. It's responsive. It observes. It adapts. And it does this within a very specific window of spins. This is not about beating the system. It's about understanding what the system is doing to you. Let's start with what most people believe. They believe slot machines operate on pure chance. They believe every spin is independent. They believe the machine has no memory, no pattern, no awareness of who is playing or how long they've been there. Casinos encourage this belief. They profit from it. But here's the reality. Modern slot machines are connected to central servers. They communicate in real time. They track every action you take, how much you bet, how fast you play, how long you stay, and most importantly, when you stop. The system is not just recording this data, it's responding to it. And the window where this response is most active is within your first 3 to 5 spins. This is not random coincidence. This is engineered player retention. The machine is testing you, evaluating you, deciding how to keep you engaged. Most players walk into a casino completely unaware that this assessment is happening. They sit down, they press the button, they react to what appears on the screen, but they never question what's happening beneath the surface. They never ask why certain outcomes appear at certain times. They never wonder why the machine feels different after 10 minutes than it did after 2. That ignorance is profitable for the casino. Inside casino operations, there's a term that doesn't reach the public: session initialization. It refers to the first few spins a player makes when they sit down at a machine. This window, typically 3 to 5 spins, is treated differently by the system than the spins that follow. Why? Because the casino knows something about human psychology. If a player loses immediately, they often walk away. But if they experience a small win, a near miss, or a visually exciting outcome in those early spins, they stay longer. And the longer someone stays, the more the house edge works in the casino's favor. This is not conspiracy. This is operational design. Slot machines are programmed with payout cycles, volatility settings, and what's called weighted reel mapping. In simple terms, certain symbols appear more frequently during certain phases of play. The machine doesn't cheat. It doesn't have to. It simply adjusts probabilities within legal limits to create the illusion of momentum. And that illusion is strongest in the first 3 to 5 spins. Think about your own experience. How many times have you sat down at a machine, hit a small win on the second or third spin, and thought to yourself, "This machine is hot"? That feeling is not accident, it's design. The system gave you just enough positive reinforcement to establish emotional investment. Once you're invested, the mathematics take over. The house edge grinds. The volatility shifts. The payout frequency changes. But by then, you're already committed. You're already chasing. You're already hooked. And it all started in those first few spins. Casino floors are not designed for fairness. They're designed for profit. And profit comes from keeping players engaged long enough for statistical advantage to manifest. The 3 to 5 spin window is the psychological gateway. It's the moment the system decides whether you're worth keeping or letting go. If you walk away after 3 bad spins, the casino loses nothing. But if those 3 spins give you hope, give you excitement, give you the belief that this machine is ready to pay, then the casino has you. Not physically, psychologically. Now here's where it gets darker. Casinos don't just want you to play, They want you to play in a specific rhythm: fast, automatic, unconscious. The 3 to 5 spin window is designed to establish that rhythm. If the machine rewards you early, even with a small return, your brain releases dopamine. You feel momentum, you feel possibility, and you keep pressing the button. But the system knows this momentum is temporary. After the initialization phase, the machine shifts. Payouts become less frequent, near misses increase, the volatility changes. The player is now locked into a pattern, chasing the feeling they experienced in those first few spins. This is called behavioral anchoring. The early spins set the emotional anchor. Everything after that is the player trying to return to that state. Most players never notice the shift, they just feel it. They describe it as the machine going cold. But it's not cold, it's calibrated. Here's how it works on a neurological level. When you win, even a small amount, your brain's reward system activates. Dopamine floods your neural pathways. You experience a brief high. Your body wants more of that feeling, so you spin again. The machine knows this. The software is built around this. The entire experience is constructed to trigger that dopamine loop as efficiently as possible. And the most effective time to trigger it is early, before doubt sets in, before logic takes over, before you've had time to calculate your losses. Those first few spins bypass your rational mind. They target your emotional brain. And once your emotional brain is engaged, your rational mind becomes a spectator. It watches you keep playing even when the numbers don't make sense, even when you know you should stop, even when you've already lost more than you intended. This is not weakness, this is biology, and casinos have spent decades learning how to exploit it. Which of these patterns have you personally experienced? The early win followed by a long losing streak? The near miss that kept you playing? Type the number in the comments. 1 for early win, 2 for near miss, 3 for both. Let's zoom out. This is not just about one machine. This is about the entire casino floor. Every machine is connected. Every machine reports data to a central system. That system tracks aggregate behavior. It knows which machines are paying out, which ones are retaining players, which ones are underperforming. And here's what most people don't realize. Casinos can adjust machines remotely. They can change payout percentages, they can modify volatility settings, they can do this without touching the machine physically. It happens through server commands, often overnight, sometimes in real time depending on jurisdiction. The 3 to 5 spin trick is part of a larger strategy. Keep players engaged long enough for the house edge to do its work. The system doesn't need to cheat, it just needs time, and those early spins buy that time. Walk into any major casino and look around. Thousands of machines, thousands of screens flashing, thousands of players sitting in near silence, pressing buttons in mechanical repetition. This is not entertainment, this is industrial-scale behavioral harvesting. Every machine on that floor is feeding information back to a central brain. Player ID, bet size, session length, win and loss ratio, speed of play, reaction time between spins. All of it tracked, all of it analyzed, all of it used to optimize the system's ability to extract maximum value from every player. And the 3 to 5 spin window is the entry point. It's the data collection phase. The machine is learning about you, how you react to wins, how you react to losses, how you react to near misses. Are you impulsive? Are you cautious? Are you chasing? Are you disciplined? The system builds a profile in real time, and once that profile exists, the machine adjusts its presentation to match your psychological vulnerabilities. If you're impulsive, it gives you fast action and frequent small wins. If you're cautious, it gives you bigger but less frequent payouts. If you're chasing losses, it gives you near misses that feel like you're close to recovering. This is not random, this is adaptive manipulation, and it starts in those first few spins. Now let's address the myth. People say slot machines have no memory. Technically that's true. Each spin is generated by a random number generator. But here's the part they don't explain. The RNG is not isolated. It operates within parameters. Those parameters include payout schedules, hit frequency, and return to player settings. These are not random. These are programmed. So while the machine doesn't remember your last spin, the system remembers your session. It knows if you're a new player or a returning one. It knows if you've been playing for 5 minutes or 5 hours. And in some jurisdictions, it can adjust the experience accordingly. This is why players report that machines feel different at different times. It's not superstition, it's system logic. The 3 to 5 spin window is when the system decides what kind of session you're going to have. Engage or disengage. Stay or leave. Win small now, lose large later. Let me be more specific. The RNG generates numbers continuously, thousands per second. When you press the spin button, it stops on whatever number is current at that exact microsecond. That number corresponds to a symbol combination. That part is random. But what's not random is which symbols are programmed into the machine, how often they appear, and what they pay. The casino controls all of that. They decide that certain combinations appear once every 1,000 spins. They decide that near misses appear far more frequently than actual wins. They decide that bonus rounds trigger just often enough to keep you playing, but not often enough to threaten profit margins. The randomness exists within controlled boundaries. It's like flipping a coin that's weighted slightly to one side. Yes, it's still random, but the outcomes are not equally probable. And during your first 3 to 5 spins, many systems are programmed to operate at the favorable end of those probabilities. Not because the casino is generous, because the casino is strategic. Give the player hope early. Extract value later. Let's go deeper. Casinos don't just study gambling, they study neuroscience. They hire psychologists. They employ data scientists. They use eye-tracking technology. They analyze emotional responses. They know exactly how the human brain responds to reward, loss, and uncertainty. The reason the 3 to 5 spin trick works is because of something called intermittent reinforcement. This is the same mechanism that makes social media addictive. You don't get rewarded every time, you get rewarded unpredictably. And that unpredictability keeps you engaged far longer than consistent rewards ever would. In those first few spins, the machine establishes the reinforcement pattern. You experience a win, a near miss, or a visually stimulating outcome. Your brain interprets this as possibility, and once that interpretation is locked in, you continue playing even when the outcomes turn negative. This is not gambling, this is behavioral engineering. Psychologists call this variable ratio reinforcement. It's the most powerful form of conditioning known to behavioral science. It's more addictive than drugs, more compelling than food, more persistent than any other reward mechanism. And casinos have weaponized it. Every sound, every animation, every visual cue, every tactile response from the button, all of it designed to maximize engagement, all of it tested, all of it optimized, all of it engineered to keep you in the seat. The 3 to 5 spin window is when this conditioning begins. The machine trains you. It teaches your brain that this machine, this moment, this session has potential. And your brain, desperate for dopamine, believes it. Here's what makes this so effective. The human brain is not built to process randomness accurately. We see patterns even when none exist. We assign meaning to coincidences. We believe we can influence outcomes through timing, intuition, or ritual. Casinos exploit this. They design machines to feel responsive. Buttons that light up, sounds that escalate, animations that suggest you were close. All of this creates the illusion of control. And that illusion is most powerful in the beginning. Those first 3 to 5 spins feel significant because the machine makes them feel significant. The truth is, they're no different than any other spin. But the presentation is different, the pacing is different, the feedback is different. and that difference keeps you in the seat. This is why experienced gamblers talk about walking away after a few spins if nothing hits. They're not superstitious, they're recognizing the system. They understand that the early phase is bait, and if the bait doesn't work, the rest of the session is statistically unlikely to favor them. But most players don't have that discipline. Most players interpret early losses as bad luck. They think the next spin will be different. They think they're due for a win. They think the machine is about to turn around. This is called the gambler's fallacy, the belief that past outcomes influence future results in a random system. It's irrational, but it's also universal. Almost every gambler experiences it, and casinos design their games to encourage it. The near miss is the perfect example. You see two matching symbols, and the third one stops just above or below the pay line. You didn't win, but your brain registers it as almost winning, and almost winning feels more motivating than losing completely. Casinos know this, so they program near misses to appear far more often than probability would naturally allow. They're not giving you a chance, they're giving you false hope. And false hope keeps you playing longer than rational analysis ever would. Do you want me to break down the next layer of this system, the part about session length tracking and cash-out manipulation? Comment the word system if you're ready for that revelation. Now let's be absolutely clear about something. This information does not give you an edge. It does not guarantee wins. It does not break the casino's mathematical advantage. What it does is give you awareness, and awareness changes behavior. If you understand that the first few spins are designed to hook you emotionally, you can decide whether to engage with that design or walk away. If you recognize when a machine shifts from initialization mode to extraction mode, you can control your session length instead of letting the system control it for you. This is not about outsmarting the casino. This is about not being blindly manipulated by it. The house always has the edge. That's mathematics. That's probability. That's how the business model works. Every game is designed to favor the casino over time. The longer you play, the more certain your loss becomes. That's not opinion, that's statistical fact. But the psychological edge, the behavioral edge, that's something you can take back. Most players never get this far. They play unconsciously. They react emotionally. They chase losses. They misinterpret variance as momentum, and the system is built to encourage every single one of those mistakes. You now know better. You know that the first 3 to 5 spins are not just random chance, they're strategic presentation. You know that the machine is assessing you. You know that the experience is designed to establish emotional investment before rational analysis can intervene. Armed with that knowledge, you can make different choices. You can set limits before you sit down. You can walk away after those early spins if the machine doesn't deliver. You can recognize when you're being conditioned and refuse to participate. This doesn't guarantee profit, but it does reduce loss. And in a game designed to take your money, reducing loss is the closest thing to winning that exists. The 3 to 5 spin window is just the surface. There are deeper layers to this system. Payout cycle manipulation, player tracking algorithms, loyalty program behavior modification, cash-out timing psychology, facial recognition integration, emotional state detection through betting pattern analysis. Every element of the modern casino is designed with one goal: keep you playing longer than you planned, keep you betting more than you intended, keep you coming back more often than you should. This is not entertainment, this is industrial-scale behavioral control, and the only defense is knowledge. Most people will never hear this. They'll keep playing the same way, reacting the same way, losing the same way. But you are not most people anymore. You see the system now. You understand that the flashing lights and celebratory sounds are not celebrating your win. They're celebrating the casino's success at keeping you engaged. You understand that the friendly staff and complimentary drinks are not hospitality. They're loss leaders designed to increase your time on property. You understand that the loyalty programs and Players Club benefits are not rewards. They're data collection tools that help the casino optimize its extraction methods. The entire environment is engineered. From the carpet patterns that discourage rapid walking to the lack of windows that eliminate time awareness, from the oxygen levels that keep you alert to the temperature control that maintains comfort, from the strategic placement of ATMs to the absence of clocks. Nothing is random. Nothing is accidental. Everything serves the goal. And the 3 to 5 spin window is where that goal begins to manifest. It's the psychological doorway, the moment of commitment, the point where casual curiosity transforms into invested participation. Now that you know this, you cannot unknow it. Every time you sit at a machine, you'll feel it. That subtle shift after the third spin, that change in pacing, that adjustment in outcomes. The question is, what will you do with that knowledge? Will you keep playing the same way, hoping this time will be different? Or will you recognize the game within the game and decide whether you want to participate at all? This is only the beginning. The deeper system is even darker. And if you want to see how far this really goes, you know what to do. Stay aware, stay sharp, and never forget, the house is always watching. Because now, you're watching back.